Up here in the top right in the blue, the Protoss player, he is.
Planet Key Dynamics Oz.
Putting up a great fight in game 2. Not losing hope.
Shrugs it off, says, oh, that's whatever. I got this one.
His opponent to the red, the 6 o'clock.
Jin Green Wings Maru.
Maru dealing with dry eyes this entire night. I've never seen him really do that kind of, eye drops every single time in the break. Like, every time you see him, it looks like he's crying because he's got so many tears on his face, but it's from the eye drops.
Yeah. He's actually going to go gas first again. This is weird. When we've seen TY try to do these types of builds, I look at it and I think, I see the potential here, but against a good defensive Protoss, it isn't going to work and you're going to get behind. I feel like Oz has played so well and so differently than most Korean Protosses that Maru is looking at this thinking like, well, I don't know, I can't beat him with my aggressive attacks at the third base very well. I need to cripple him early, and I'm just going to commit to this fast factory again. And maybe this time he can actually get away with it without Oz scouting him, or maybe he's just going to commit anyways even though Oz scouts him.
It's very interesting to see Maru have trouble with this kind of Protoss, because we saw something very similar yesterday, but in a different matchup between Parting and Revival, where Revival was not as greedy as the Korean Protoss, or Zergs rather, and he was just sitting back, defending, and Parting was being super aggressive, trying to, punish for some kind of greedy build that Revival just wasn't doing. And I feel like it's a very similar situation here with Oz.
Yeah.
And Maru is definitely confused. He's like, I don't know what's going on here. My playstyle isn't working. He commits to stuff, and halfway through he's like, this is supposed to do more damage. Like, why do you have this many units? What's going on? And it's working out for Oz. I feel like if Oz plays similarly to the last game, I think he could actually take this one. It's not as crazy as people thought it was before these games started.
Yeah, I'm with you. Do on this one. Well, we have a Nexus going down here really fast. No spotter. He's actually going to go ahead and get the bunker up right now, super early. If the bunker finishes, it's going to be hard to kill it. So he realizes, okay, the Nexus doesn't have enough vision for this. Got no spotter. Going to go ahead and start it now. And back at home with, the Mothership core coming out, that's all he's got. Warp Gate research is even a little bit delayed here. And that probe's going to come down. Wants to go scout, is going to get a scout on this bunker. There's a Marine here.
Isn't paying attention. Marine starting to do some damage to that probe. Probe does get away, but more Marines on the way. Second bunker started here.
Yeah. The Nexus. Not quite. The thing is, if 2 Marines are in that bunker, then it's a really, really bad scene for Oz, because he's not going to be able to stop the second bunker from happening, and then the Nexus will almost go down for certain. But he cancels the second bunker now. He's only working with 1 Marine and an SCV. Second SCV here now as well. Just trying to catch reinforcements, but there's a Widow Mine coming across with 2 Marines this time.
Yeah. Mothership isn't going to do as well this time.
And Oz doesn't actually know what's coming up behind this. He could reasonably assume, since there's no Reaper, but he's not still 100% sure. That's going to be a big hit if he gets it. And if he doesn't get it, he just keeps stutter-stepping his way forward here. Popping into that bunker. Now there's 3 Marines here. A bit of a larger threat. A 4th Marine about to join up. And soon to be a medevac and some Hellions. So he can bounce between the bases. The Nexus almost halfway down here.
This is hard to deal with. I'm not sure if Oz knows how to deal with this as well. This is something you see players like Dream do, players like Maru do. It's microing in and out of the bunker with those SCVs. Does lose 1.
All the overcharges being used here, there's nothing in the main. Actually, now he's not targeting that SCV.
The shields are down on the Nexus, as you guys could see, but look at this. This is bigger. A drop here in the main. A Widow Mine, a Hellion, 2 Hellions, and 2 Marines here. Oh my god.
Not a whole lot of damage on the Widow Mine, but it's not cleaned up yet, and the Hellions aren't finished either. Meanwhile, the bunker does go down, and the Marines run away. He's just going to target down as many probes as he can get with the Hellions and the Marines. A lot of damage being done here. Medevac goes down, but probe count goes down to 20. The Nexus being saved at the natural is really important. Goes into a Twilight Council here. Oh, I don't know if he realizes this is still here.
Now, he can't target there at the bulk of it, but he is going to get one. Does get that.
Nice catch. He's got a forward pylon ready for the counterattack. This is what I was talking about before. You don't have a siege tank. You commit to this type of tech. Counterattack is often what will kill you. But he's getting a bunker on the high ground. He's not greedy. He's not got the command center on the low ground that he's making. So, see, Oz is probably going to go blink here.
Once he gets enough minerals.
Yep.
There we see it.
It is.
Right away.
Kevin trying to be fancy. Just a few seconds off.
Well, another job is going to come in here into the main. He has a couple of stalkers, 3 of them, and he has a couple of them over here as well as that observer.
Yeah, observer alone not enough here. Well, that was a very calculated probe pull. Doesn't lose a single probe there. Will lose 2, maybe 3 here. Oh! Yep. 18 workers killed in total from Maru.
And now he's finally going to take that second base. Going to be confident enough to float that down to the low ground.
Observer sees what's in the main base here for Maru. He's able to check, okay, how much do you have? Where's your stim at? And, how many Marauders do you have? Do I really want to commit to this? With the Foragers going up at home, I think he's just going to poke, take a third base. Yeah, there's the Colossus tech coming up too.
Yeah, I want to see this as well. I want to just see Oz defend. Because if he can, he's been successful with it before. And if he can get ahead in those upgrades with the Chrono Boost, definitely start to do some damage later on.
So what does now Maru do? He's got a lot of Widow Mines coming out here. He will have stim in just a moment, but Combat Shield is going to be a ways away. With these 2 reactors finishing up, though, he's going to have double reactor medevacs.
Supply drop.
Yeah. This is no Supernova build. I feel like Maru is just going to crush any third base that's made anytime soon, and I think that with the scout that Oz has here, he's just going to keep checking around, and he's going to say, if you try to move out with a drop, I'll punish you for that. And only when you move out with a huge group of bio forces am I going to be concerned. But until I have Colossi out, I'm not even going to try to take a third.
Yeah, I think that's very smart. We've seen so many players fall to this aggression out of Maru in the mid-game. And I feel like if Oz is prepared for it, and he is not too aggressive with this economic play, he can do okay. He doesn't want to lose stalkers here.
No,
Does lose one.
It's a cute idea to go into the high ground, but medevacs can see up too. Really wants that medevac so badly.
Yeah, one of those guys very, very low.
Yeah, just a few more stalker shots would have gotten it. 2 more, in fact. Well, this is a lot of bio coming his way. This is why he hasn't taken a third base. He knows this push is coming. Scan goes down here. He wants to see exactly what he's up against. Stalker's blinking over in retreat. That Nexus already low from earlier. I think he's going to get it. This is no Bravo moment.
It is down. He's actually just going to fight. The Colossus is not out yet. He's got enough bio here. He does lose his medevac, though, so he is going to have to back off for now with the reinforcements.
Yeah, blink forward here is a bit brave considering those reinforcements. And more medevacs now coming out to rally and heal up those weakened units. A few Widow Mines out here as well. If he oversteps his boundaries, he's going to run into those. Now Oz is long-distance mining against a Terran player who's even in SCV count, that is probes, and has those mules to work with as well. He's going to have a much better mineral income, which is exactly what he wants to get these Marauders across the map and end the game. So the mine's getting closer and closer. Time Warp goes down here. It's a decent one, and this bio is kind of trapped here.
Yep, very separated here. And now with 2 Colossi, the range is complete as well. Oh, man. He's got to pick off and get out of there.
Ooh, gets that mothership with a little bit of splash damage. Good control by Oz so far, but defending this and not dying is only part of the battle because he's hurt so much economically here. Maru's just trying to get even further advantage-wise here. He's not trying to end the game. So surviving here and having Maru turn around is just one small step. Maru can, at this point, kill this pylon, clear that up, take the third base, start getting out, the additional medevacs he wants, and honestly could probably start Vikings pretty soon with where he's at right now in his medevac count.
Yeah, got a good amount of them already. 4 of them out on the map. He's got 3 with his main army. 1 is going to drop towards where he thinks the third base is going to be coming up soon. Looks like there is a prober there, over there waiting to make that Nexus.
Yeah. Much better upgrades for Oz. That may be what ends up getting him back into this game. He's at 1-1 versus just the +1 attack. Stalkers again so desperately want to get that medevac, but he has just a few too few. All right, this is a scary moment. If Maru commits here, he could regret it. He's actually going to the main with every single drop ship.
There's
all
commitments
5 of them.
you were talking about. He has 1 over there at the natural, and here comes his drop. He's dropping everything over here. What does he go for? It looks like he targets Nexus, and the units of Oz are too late here, even with the blink. And now Maru can just lift off and get out of here. Drops 2 of the mines and more units here at the natural. What do they hit?
Oh, he targets 1. The second one hitting some zealots to try to protect those units. Main base Nexus is gone. Worker count further in Maru's favor right now. And those Widow Mines are still there. This one is still here too.
Yep.
And that one. They're all still there.
That one too, in the middle of the map. And you know what? This is the kind of play that Maru excels at. He's playing his game right now. Oz is having some trouble.
Oh, I don't think he notices. He was so busy defending in the main base. 1, 2. Worker count down to 32. And Maru now is just going to go over here, force a cancel on that third base. I mean, he's on 1 mining base right now. Maru does not need to commit to anything.
Yeah.
He could, but he doesn't have to. So he's just going to be cautious here. Sees this. Oh, okay. Yeah, 3 Marauders will actually do the trick with a Marine here. Got nothing. Okay, does send the whole army over. There's the cancel. Not sure what Oz is going to do in response from this one. He's about to have 2-2 versus 1-1 upgrades. But with his tiny army, I'm not seeing this one end well for him. He blinks forward here, trying to target down those Vikings, so this Colossi can do maximum damage, but here come those Marauders. We've seen Maru do this before. And he comes in, the Stalkers blinking up, giving those Colossi a few more precious seconds. There's just way too much damage output here for Maru. Doesn't matter about the upgrades. GG. And Maru will advance to play against Sue in a very tough series and what has been a very tough night for both of these Korean players here.
Yep, Maru taking a huge sigh of relief, finally winning that one. Oz playing, I feel, a little bit into Maru's game right there. Maru able to finally knock down this very resilient North American player, giving his best, but eventually falling down. Maru takes a big sip of water. He has a gigantic game to play against him. Sue, he got into the winner's match, and he did not have to play this series. He's been resting. He's been watching Maru. Even though it's a different matchup, it's still watching Maru, and he's gotten that rest as well. So Sue's got to be feeling good.
Oz played a good PVT there. That was much better than what we saw against Sue. So that's where his story ends for the global tournament. But, you know, fun games out of him, proving that he can still play very solid games against the best Terran player in the world. But before we go into what is going to be an amazing series between Maru and Sue, or Terran versus Zerg, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, so stay